You know, it's shit like this that gives me more respect for like China. What the fuck? I want this off my screen. Why? Gives me more respect for China. It's like, okay, what is China? Well, it's a communist dictatorship where it monitors, it enforces, and it controls the people within its borders, right? It's like, okay, that's what China is. You know, you have the CCP there, and that, okay, they enforce a lot of their shit within big cities, but in the fucking boonies, no one cares. As long as you don't leave the border, as long as you go along with what they say within their borders, it's fine. But what the odd groups of people in Australia and what the UK and Europe trying to do is to impose their ridiculous safety online isms on the rest of the world. So they are trying to legislate, the sites, the websites, the places I frequent. Collective Shout from Australia is trying to legislate game sites like itch.io and Steam, the places I frequent, the things I consume. And I have no respect for like the UK or Europe, or like I have no respect for people that try to weaponize their disgust and impose upon complete fucking strangers, because you see China doesn't try to do that. They keep their autism within China, whereas the UK, the good old EU, is trying to reach its fat cock over to America, impose on American companies, right, and impose, on American jurisdictions, and threaten the things the sites I go to and the sites I enjoy, and the same with Australia. So Wikipedia threatens to limit access to the UK unless crucial elements of British online safety rules are changed. Like, they're trying to enact this odd safety, and they call it, online safety to protect children, but it even states within the act that it will police things such as hate speech. Which, what is hate speech? Well, who the fuck really knows? It's really just up to the interpretation of the lawmaker or the lawyer or the judge. You know, it's like and things like being anti-immigration, which people have the right to be anti-immigration, and they have the right, at least here in America, to be as completely irrational about it as they want. And as long as these things sit within their head, okay, they can say it, right? But these things sit in people's heads, and they don't really come out until you have the sort of problems that the UK is having, or until you're having the type of problems that the EU is having. And then people gladly vocalize what the fuck is going on again in their communities. Then, yeah, you'll have, the people who allow a small, irrational group of people to, dictate their mindset, so eventually they become irrational. Like, I guess the entire compendium of these people is, oh, if you're a fascist, apparently you don't deserve to be represented. It's okay, what is a fascist? God fucking knows. I guess it's just who, whatever, if you say things people don't like. So I guess being anti-immigration makes you a fascist. But again, if you suffer the type of problems the UK is having, or the type of problems countries in the EU is having, and no one wants to accurately represent or even have a discussion with you. They just want to slap a label on you. Then yeah, you're going to be like, well, okay, I'm being worked against. I need to now be on the defensive. So things like that, right? And these rules are very vague. It's like, and this has come from a country that wants the kids to be able to vote, but not to see what the fuck they're voting on. Unless it's something that happens right outside their window. And I mean, I watch a little bit of Sargon of Akkad, but I guess I just don't understand why you operate in a system that's operating against you. I mean, I get it. Like, you can move somewhere else. You can still vote in the UK. Like, you can still, sway legislation. But if you have your business and if you're paying taxes into the system, like, this is why the system is allowed to exist. And it's things like these, like just little tiny little cuts to people's freedom of expression, freedom of informations like this, and them trying to reach over to American companies, because it's always social media sites, right? The sites where you can get information like X, Discord, or otherwise that the UK is coming after. And it makes sense why Wikipedia would be like, okay, what the fuck? And what you'll have are these sites banning the IP of anyone in the UK. So you're banning people from getting, the information you want online. And we live in just an online connected world. It is infeasible for you to, like, maybe if you're in your 60s, like, it's okay if you live under a rock, or your kids will live under a rock, but your grandkids will need an online presence if they want to get ahead in the corporate world, or even if they want to build their own business. Like, my entire business is online. It would be infeasible for me to operate if I was in Brazil and they decide to go crazy against X or like Discord, like, my entire business would go defunct. So I do not understand why you, as a logical human being, would operate within countries like the UK or countries like this that want to limit their people's access to information and to online sites. Some of the biggest, like, sites that in the world, really, like Wikipedia, with all its flaws, is still the biggest site for information. X, with all its flaws, is still the biggest fucking site of information. Maybe that's not the way things should be, right? Because people like to argue the way they want the world to be, not the way the world actually works. But unfortunately, these are big websites, so if whole nations are trying to go after these sites and trying to leverage fines on these sites, like, the question then becomes, why the fuck are you doing this? Why the fuck are you infringing on these sites, trying to force them? And this is what it is, right? The UK is trying to force Wikipedia, the site, to cater to their stupid fucking bill that they made in Europe and, in the UK, an American company to bend to the UK because, oh, their people can operate the site or gain access to the site. Well, why the fuck can't your people make that decision for them? Oh, you don't want them to. Ah, I see. And you want me to suffer just because you want to live in a mental asylum. Like, I'm sorry. And, okay, yeah, just because I have more respect for China doesn't mean I have more respect for I care for the system, right? I'm not talking about ideology. I'm not talking about philosophy. I'm just simply talking about how people and nations act. You know, and how completely unreasonable they try to act towards me, even though I'm not on their fucking soil. They still want to go after the things I like. Like, if you're going to be irrational towards me, you force me to be irrational back at you, right? And I think if more people acted like this, you wouldn't have situations like these. But, I mean, you get what the fuck you vote for. And I guess if people vote for this, or you're going to get more of this. But I don't need to fucking care about their stupid goddamn act, which says one thing but probably has a single fucking line of that thing, but it says 1,000 fucking paragraphs of something completely different. Like, I don't live in the UK. So why are they trying to reach over there? Like, why are these countries trying to reach over to the places I frequent and the places I go, like Steam and itch.io, and dictate what the fuck I can watch? Or X. What the fuck sense does that make? But anyway, I mean, that's all I gotta say. I'll read this whole thing, but I'm being cock blocked here. But that's just my overall idea. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Peace.